Hey everyone, today we are taking a look at Lynx. Now she is the 4-star unit that released with the newly released Fu Xuan. Now she is great. She is making this mono quantum theme possible. Actually, both Fu Xuan and Lynx are making this mono quantum theme not only possible, also really good. Well, I guess I should say Silver Wolf is what makes it possible, but they help make it well-rounded and actually what makes it a really high-quality team. Now, in case you don't know, Mono Quantum is probably what I would consider to be the best team in the game right now, and I assume pretty much everyone else would agree. And the reason why it is because of a character that released a little while ago, Silver Wolf. Now, what Silver Wolf does is she implants weaknesses, and due to her being quantum type, meaning that if every single one person on your team is of a certain type anyways, it has a 100% guaranteed chance for the type weakness that it implants to be quantum, or whatever their mono team is. And since Silver Wolf is quantum, you build an entire quantum team, and now you are guaranteed to implant the quantum weakness, making Mono Quantum the best team in the game. Not only that, one of the best damage in the game is Zila, who is Quantum. Now one of the best tanks in the game is Fu Xuan, who is Preservation, and Lynx herself is of Abundance, which makes her a healer, and she's actually pretty dang good. Not the best, but pretty good. For a 4-star, she's definitely very good. Alright, so as I just said, she's Abundance, which means she's a healer, and the entire point was a combat top is Quantum, which is what's important. Now let's go over her abilities, and then we'll go over her stats and everything like that. So, start with her technique, which is Chocolate Energy Bar, which is a restore. So after Lynx uses her technique, at the start of the next battle, all allies are granted her talent's continuous healing effect lasting for 2 turns. What's her talent's continuous healing effect, you may ask? Well, her talent is Outdoor Survival Experience, which is a restore. After using Lynx's skill or ultimate, or the technique, applies continuous healing to the target ally for 2 turns, restoring the target ally's HP by amount equal to a scaling percentage of Lynx's max HP, plus a scaling flat amount at the start of each their turn. If the target has survival response, the continuous healing effect additionally restores HP by an amount equal to a scaling percentage of Lynx's max HP plus a scaling flat amount. So basically just get continuous healing if you use the skill or ultimate on them. If you use the technique, everyone has that continuous healing. Those who have survival response, which is actually applied by the skill, will have an even higher amount of continuous healing that they're getting. So just extra healing. Her basic attack is Ice Crampon Technique, which is a skill, which is a single target. It deals quantum damage equal to a scaling percentage of this character's max HP to a single enemy. This is very unique, is the scaling max HP percentage for their attack. So there have been other healers in the game. Natasha, Bailey are the ones I think where all their scaling is pretty much max HP, but their basic attacks still take attack scaling. That is different. Fu Xuan and Lynx, who are max HP scaling characters. All their stuff is based off of max HP. Their basic attack is also done by max HP, which is unique. Like I said, we have Natasha right here. Her basic attack, guess what? Physical damage equal to 90% of her attack. So, very unique, very cool. As you can see, their scaling percentages, Fu Xuan and Lynx's, are going to be significantly lower than anyone else's attack, because it's just a lot easier to raise your max HP to a higher level. You just naturally have a higher max HP, and the saying is how all your relics and stuff increase HP by a percentage. I mean, obviously the higher the base amount, the higher it'll be with the percentage. I mean, you just get higher levels, so that just needs to be a lower level to offset that, balance it a little bit. So their skill is Salted Camping Cans, which is a restore, and it has a skill point cost of just 1. It applies survival response to a single target ally, increases their max HP by a scaling percentage of Lynx's max HP plus a scaling flat amount. So gives them a max HP buff, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if there's any other character that does something like that. That's useful for any other character's max HP scaling, so that means any other healers. Fu Xuan. It's also useful for Blade and his damage as well, so pretty cool. If the target ally is a character on the path of destruction or preservation, the chance of them being attacked by enemies will greatly increase. So if you use this skill on Fu Xuan, use it on Blade, just for example, again, they'll have a higher chance of getting attacked. Pretty simple. So our response lasts for 2 turns and restores the target's HP by a scaling percentage of Lynx's max HP plus a flat amount. So they get a max HP buff, they get healed, and if they're preservation or destruction, they have a higher chance of getting hit. Pretty simple. Ultimate is Snowfield First Aid, which is restored with an energy cost 100, which is quite low, relatively low, especially compared to a lot of the newer characters we've gotten. It's pretty low energy cost. Dispels 1 debuff from all allies and immediately restores their respective HP by an amount equal to a scaling percentage of Lynx max HP plus a flat amount, which isn't that much higher than even just their regular skill restore, which is something interesting to think about. But it doesn't do it for everyone, whereas this skill obviously does it for one person. But it's not, insane. But healing everyone all at once is useful. I mean, even Locha, who is, the best healer in the game, I'd still say for sure. He doesn't have a mass heal like that does that much, right? So obviously, in case you couldn't tell, what stat do you want to look at? Max HP. You want to max out her HP. That's literally the only stat that matters. You could be like, not even putting attack on her matters. What you put attack on her, nothing scales on attack. It's kind of crazy. You throw attack on her, it does nothing. So obviously you don't need attack, even for a basic attack. Speed is something you should probably put, sub stat on everyone. Speed's just useful, and that's kind of it as far as her details. Light cone, she is not a premium unit, so she doesn't have a premium unit light cone that released with her. However, I'd say this is definitely the best one for her, as far as 4 stars, which is Warmth Shortens Cold Nights, which is actually does have Lynx on the light cone, which obviously, I've seen this light cone before, but I never realized it was Lynx because she wasn't a released character. But when I equipped this to her, I was like, oh. That's Lynx. Neat. Okay, no wonder it fits her so well. So this increases the warrior's max HP by a scaling percentage, and using basic attack or skill restores all allies' HP by an amount equal to a scaling percentage of their respective max HP. A little extra healing. Max HP is the big thing. That's what you want. There's really no other light cone that's really that great for her, other than stuff that does outgoing healing, pretty much. So this is just the one you want for her. It's the best one for her by far. For her traces, for these showcases, I like to keep them at least level 3 base. Then I go higher level, but it doesn't matter. We're not caring about that stuff too much. What we care about is the bonus abilities. The first one being Advanced Surveying. So after a target with survival response is hit, Lynx regenerates 2 energy immediately, and that doesn't have a cooldown. So as long as those allies get those survival response, especially if you start with it with the technique, I'm pretty sure everyone does not get it with the technique. Just her skill. She needs 200, which is super useful, and she already has a really low cost for her ultimate, so you get that. Helps you get that even faster. Her other bonus ability is Exploration Techniques, which increases the chance to resist crowd control debuffs by 35%. She's useful. I believe that's just for her though, not for the team. So, and the final one is Survival in the Extreme, which extends the duration of the continuous healing effect granted by talent for 1 turn. That's also obviously useful for her technique because it does the same thing as the talent. All right, her relics. This is what I recommend. I recommend 2 of the Longevous Disciple and 2 of the Passerby of Wandering Cloud, so she can get max HP plus 12% and outgoing healing by 10%. Both very useful for her. Obviously, outgoing healing increase is great because she heals, and max HP is the stat that decides all of her healing. So you want both of those, which is why also I recommend the planar set Fleet of the Aegis, which increases the warrior's max HP by 12%. As an extra thing, where when their speed reaches 120 or higher, allies attack increases by 8%. It's nice, I guess, a little extra for some characters, but it really truly does not matter. What you want is that max HP off there. And of course, you want all your stuff to have the main primary stat of HP percentage. That's what you want. I haven't gotten a chance to level this stuff up yet, but it shouldn't really matter for this showcase. For her side stuff, obviously you want to get max HP percentage substats. For this one, she does not have max HP substat. There's actually just a speed one there, which is why I equipped that one and decided not to look any farther. If I get another one with HP, I'll probably switch it. But obviously having substats of speed is very useful, and you shouldn't ignore ones like those. All right, her dupes. Her first one is Morning of Snow Hike. When healing allies with HP equal to or lower than 50%, Lynx's outgoing healing increases by 20%. This effect also works on continuous healing. So if you have an ally who's at 50% or lower, they just get more healing from Lynx, either directly or through the continuous healing. Just, useful. Helps get those lower characters up faster. 2, Noon of Portable Furnaces. Furnace is a target with survival response can resist debuff application for 1 time, which is cool. Combine this, Fushuan has one that her skill allows everyone to crowd control, CC. So combining this with Fushuan you could have, you know, characters that aren't being affected by a whole lot of stuff. It's really, really nice. 3, Afternoon of Avalanche. Beacon is a just a level 1. 4, Dusk of Warm Campfire. When survival response is gained, increase the target's attack by amount equal to 3% of Lynx's max HP for 1 turn. Obviously nice, giving more of the support role as well. Just very, very little support here and there. Still nice. 5, Night of Aurora T is a level 1. And 6, Dawn of Explorer's Chart. Additionally boosts the max HP, increasing effective survival response by amount equal to 6% of Lynx's max HP. And increases effect resistance by 30%. Obviously that's great. Just increases that max HP characters getting more, which is of course good for Fu Xuan. It's good for herself as well because she gets that increase as well, I'm pretty sure. So she can literally just buff herself to get even more HP and then be able to heal and do all that stuff even more for her allies, which is pretty cool. Obviously useful for Fu Xuan, like I just said, and useful for Blade, just does his damage. I would say if you're someone chasing dupes for Lynx, I would say if you're not just going to max her out, ending at 4 is good. 4 gets her pretty much that extra support, which I'd say just makes her the most useful. 6 is cool, but it's not super necessary. It doesn't unlock anything new for you, just adds on to what's already there. All right, that's it for her details. Let's look at the teams we're going to be running into content so we could take a look at how good or bad she is. Bye. All right, so this one is going to just compare her directly with Natasha. I'd say Natasha is pretty much her other counterpart, pretty much all similar scalings and similar everything. So we're going to look at how she does with both Blade and Dan Heng. Blade is very tanky, but we want to see, you know, how much they get healed, how much her max HP increase actually affects someone like Blade. And then Dan Heng is just a relatively squishy character that does damage, so we'll just see, you know, how much can we heal. This fight will probably not fight, but I just want to. It's not really about the fight; it's about showing off what she can do. This one we'll actually like throw into real content, and this is what I would consider probably like, you know, I was gonna do a mono quantum, but I don't have King Chi or the Jade Tile Lady. I don't know if we're leveled up, so I'm not gonna use her. So you know, if she was leveled up, sure we could just throw a mono quantum, but I don't really want to do that. Blade will be fine. Blade will be fine for the damage, and we'll just go against an enemy who's weak to wind and not weak to quantum, and see how that goes. And finally, the last one is what I usually like to do as a quote-unquote budget team. So let's say this is the only, usually it's for 5 stars, the only 5-star character here, but let's say this is one of the only, you know, characters you've ever pulled. So how well can they do surrounded by only free-to-play / 4-star characters? So that's what we have here, paired up with Trailblazer, who's 5-star, but obviously free-to-play, and Pella, and is it Ching Chi? I just cannot. I'll have to I gotta practice her name because I'm gonna be using her a lot more. All right, so I'll see you in for this one here. We'll be going over all for kit in detail in battle. All right, so here we are in the Hall of Memories. The first one, we're in Memory Stage 15, which was the hardest one for a little bit here. We'll just do this. We won't care about any of this extra crap. So we're here not to, you know, do the fight well. This is the fight that I just mentioned takes a little bit because Dapper's pretty tanky, and we can see exactly what these guys can do. So let's start off. Let's just see how much they restore with this, how much HP they restore, as well as let's see how much max HP we can give to Blade here. So let's see. Healing wise, 235 overtime plus 731 immediately, which is really good. That's what, like almost 1,000 right away just given to them, which is great. You look at these other characters, that's a very high percentage of stuff. Obviously for Blade, that's only like 10% of his HP, but still, as far as increase wise, they went from 10,000, it was like 300-ish, 10,684, which isn't a huge increase. I would like to remind you, Lynx, I don't have like all her relics leveled up. I don't have her light cone up to super imposition 5. I don't have all her trace stuff that also adds more max HP and max HP scalings. So I assume you could, on average, get her over 8k HP. I would say probably relatively easily. You know, all that stuff added on as well. I'd say you could increase Blade's HP up to at least 11,000, in which case is not a negligible amount. That does a lot for him. And of course, you know, you could do the, you know, a very similar, not to the same number, but, you know, a similar number amount to Fu Xuan as well, which is not a negligible amount. That will be good. That will be excellent. Let's just see how much HP Natasha heals here. So she healed 895, which is not negligible, and I'm pretty sure she has a form of continuous healing as well. I want my Lynx to hit a couple more times here, just for the sake of what's it called? Okay, I should remember that he did get that thing. I'm pretty sure he got attacked pretty much every single time there, and he got that extra like aggro from using her thing, so that makes sense. Let me just check out Natasha. I don't have like really good stuff on her, I don't think, because I haven't really used her very much since I got Locha, and I was still leveling up my characters then, so I don't think she has anything spectacular. But their abilities that I wanted to check out, which is their skill. Scaling percentage for HP, stores the ally for another at the beginning of each turn. So she does have a form of continuous healing. Very similar numbers you'll find to what Lynx does. I would say that Lynx is just like the quantum version of Natasha with just like a little bit extra. Obviously that makes HP, you know, getting rid of the debuff and stuff like that. Other than that, pretty much the same. I will say there's two things that make Lynx better in two different unique ways. Is number one, basic attack has max HP scaling, which is better because obviously increasing max HP. All of like Natasha's healing is based off max HP, but then she obviously has an attack scaling basic attack, which feels bad because you know you don't want to build attack on her. Another thing is Natasha's technique deals damage, and obviously, like I said, her damage is going to be pretty negligible. The weakened stuff is cool, but it's only for one turn, so it's pretty useless. I would say that, you know, it's 10 times out of 10, every single time you want to use someone else's attack at the beginning of a fight and not Natasha's. So having Lynx have a technique that heals your allies is incredibly useful. It's incredibly useful for, you know, memory stuff, chaos, or just like hall memory stuff, because, you know, you oftentimes have multiple fights in there that you're moving between, so, you know, you will need to heal. And so Lynx is obviously very useful for that, significantly more useful than Natasha's. It's useful for Simulated Universe for healing there. You know, the new Swarm Disaster for healing between fights. Just significantly more useful, and I'd say that's kind of where it goes. One thing I'd like to see is let's get Blade to low HP. We're just going to do this. I want to get Blade to low HP, but he's actually going to do some damage. And he's also just immediately going to... Okay, deal some damage there. He's at full health. I want him to take damage. Because I want him to get under 50% HP. I mean, he's not the one that... I mean, he doesn't, like, super need to get under... He's just healing so much. We could get... what's his face under, or even her. Well, she'll heal when she gets below 50% HP, so that's not that great. Alright guys, let's take some damage so that I can see how much more my healing is when you guys are low. Alright, he's definitely below 50% HP now. And he's not gonna die, right? Alright, dunk, dunk. But he's not gonna die, right? Yeah, he's not gonna die. They got the berry. Boom. Okay. Yeah. Maybe let's say maybe one of these days it'll be. All right, let's see how much she heals Don Hung here for. So that is. Is that thing locked? Do I not have that? Can I not see like her full details on what she has for her trait stuff? Yeah, no, I can see it right here. HP equal to 50%. Increases by 20%. I mean, that wasn't a whole lot of HP that he healed. You know, being under 50% is supposed to give that extra 20% continuous healing, and I can't say that that really was very spectacular to me. To be fair, she isn't like fully built up or anything like that, but I wasn't like, oh, that's great. You know, right? I can't say that it's like fantastic, like I'm saving anyone. You know, maybe I'm a little spoiled by Locha, obviously. So she healed herself. Let's see how much this is going to heal everyone for, because this is a big deal, is having this just like everyone would heal. That giant pill is so funny. So 787. I mean, not super great. Let's see how much hers is for. Just curious. See, 1,176. However, her levels are higher on her things. Although, I mean, she is also a lower level and has a worse relic. So, but plus that, and hers is what? 10, so slightly lower. Yeah. The thing is, her healing's cheap. It's easy. It's fast. She's quantum type, so she's the one that could be used on mono quantum. If you just want to think about her as Natasha, But Quantum, I'd say that's the exact accurate way to think about it. She isn't going to be spectacular. She's not a 5-star unit. You're not expected to like spend money for her. She's just kind of like added bonus for spending money for like the 5-star characters, right, in summoning form. So I'm not like looking at this like, she's not as good as Locha. She's useless. No, she is very useful for what she does, which is to support the Mono Quantum team. That's why she was created. That's why she exists the way she does, and she's great for that. So, yep, just pretty much another Natasha. That's pretty much how I want to think about her. All right, so we're going to do the other fights. I'm not going to record them and talk to you about them live. I'll talk to them about them after. So enjoy that. I will see you in just a little bit. All right, so here we are with the balanced one. Now, obviously, remember this is Fushuan, Silverwolf, and Blade, and we're going against an enemy that is weak to wind and not actually technically weak to quantum, like the main one isn't, I don't think. But anyway, so this is to be like a pseudo mono quantum team that's really good because I just don't have like a really good mono quantum team. Now, this is mainly to see how well does Lynx do when she is paired up with some of the best units in the game on a real team. Is what she's doing, is she actually doing anything, or is it just, is she being carried? Is she useful? Is she, whatever. This is more worth it to look at when obviously we get 5 stars. And guess what? 5-star showcases are just going to be better than 4-star showcases in pretty much every way because obviously you're supposed to be spending money and summoning for these 5 stars that they want from you. So generally they're better and they have more things. So there's a lot more things to look at. But I wouldn't say that. I would not say that Lynx does nothing in this fight, right? I'd say that she is useful. Obviously, she heals. Pretty much all she does. She is Quantum Natasha. I said that earlier. This fight goes really quick because Blade deals an obscene amount of damage. And there is, very surprisingly, usually it's only with Locha where I have this like feeling of like Blade is not going to die. There is just not a world where Blade dies, but Fushuan actually makes it really possible to the point where I'm like, oh, Blade is not dying, right? Because of how good she is. Obviously, this is about Fushuan, it's about Lynx. But, Lynx, obviously she heals and she can, support Fushuan in different ways. So I don't think she was completely negligible in that fight. Now, this one was supposed to be the quote-unquote like budget team where at least 4 stars. You can see this obviously is what it is. I decided to end up changing it to be like the mono quantum team, even though like my semi-scuff version with like not a very highly leveled up her. So I'm not gonna say that this one isn't super worth it. It's definitely interesting to get a quick look at the mono quantum team. My next showcase, I've already been working on getting all the materials for I'm gonna study her name for her showcase, so I guess it'll be a surprise. With the Jade Tile lady, I'm getting her very ready, leveled up. Her and a light cone and relics and all that. So the next showcase is going to be her, and we're gonna be taking a look at like a true mono quantum team with actually leveled up stuff and see what it actually does against difficult bosses. But it will be actually a showcase for her, and then we'll just have more videos for showcases for the mono quantum team. I am just going to do straight up mono quantum showcases in blank event. So yet again, interested in that, subscribe. But not too much I can say about this one other than that we do have 2 squishy characters, right? We have Lynx and we have the Jade lady, right? And they stay alive. A big part of it is Fushuan, right? Fushuan has some insane peel for these really weak characters. Like she has insane ways to allow herself to get hit or to take more damage compared to like the enemy your allies, right? By having that like damage cut that the enemies take that is obviously taken to her instead. Super useful, super great, super wonderful. That keeps these characters alive. But obviously they're still going to get ticked away, right? Especially when they have very little health. And, we're able to keep her alive despite the point that she is 20 levels under the rest of them. And, her light cone, I think, is the same level as her, but like completely subpar relics that aren't leveled up, everything else like that, which is why I feel like this would be a good showcase actually, because we could see directly right here with an incredibly weak team member how well she's able to keep her alive and extremely well. Obviously she has Fushuan is carrying her. It's true. Fushuan is carrying her by allowing them to not take as much damage in the first place. But here's the thing, Lynx is no Locha. Lynx is no Bailu, right? Lynx is not going to be healing on those same levels. So, you know, being able to have someone who is a perfect fit, a perfect team member for them, where you're going to be running them at the same time. I must have been freaking the hell out right there. I don't know if this is going on there. But anyways, you know, having that obviously as an option does make Lynx a lot better. These 4-star units, I don't really, you know, good or bad. As long as they have a place, I don't feel too bad. You know, Jade Lady now has a place, and I feel so much better about her. Yeah, there's even some of the, you know, Luca and what's his name? The freaking whatever, Luca and some of those other Nihility 4-stars, right? I feel like they don't really have like a great place. And you know, obviously, unless you like run like a full Nihility Kafka thing, like sure, but it's like really gimmicky, and I'm not a big fan of them because I don't know, it's just not like not super useful, and they don't go for a lot. It's like Lynx is like, oh yeah, she's better with Fu Xuan, but then, you know, the other two members can be anything. I don't know. But that's really all I have to say on Lynx. She's just the quantum version of Natasha, but she's good, and she, you know, she's a really good member for this quantum team, which is, if you ask me, the best team in the game, and I think it's really good. So that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.